Bye. Well, g'day guys and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us once again. We've decided that since we've been on the road now for just over 12 months that we're going to do one of those episodes.
Bit of a review of the budget. One thing people always want to know is when they're planning a trip, how much is it going to cost me? Can I afford to do it? How long can I afford to do it for? We've been over the 12 months now. We're going to have a look back, see what we thought we'd spend, see how much we have spent, see if we need to make any changes for next year. And basically one of the reasons we do it is, you know, we're hoping to do this for several years.
Yeah.
So to do that, we need to keep an eye on where we are finance-wise. We're going to stop and work sometimes. We need to know how often we're going to do that. When we're thinking about splurging or anything, we just need to know how good we can feel about it.
Yeah, that's true. And I reckon we sort of travel a little bit differently to other people who are travelling full-time as well. A lot of our travels come based around Vic's uni because we do have those commitments where we need to always go back to New South Wales a couple of times a year. You know, we're not doing like the full lap or anything like that. This is just a way of living for us now, really.
Yeah, and this first year has been very different from what we envisaged.
Yeah, for sure.
We've travelled in a totally different way from what we thought we were going to do.
Yeah.
You can make the best plans in the world, but life gets in the way. You have family commitments. Things change.
So, yeah, I reckon like our expenses and this budget, it's not going to suit or fit everyone. That's for sure. This is just us. This is the way we travel and this is our expenses, and yours could be completely different, but it's just going to give you an idea of how much we're spending while we're traveling on the road.
What sort of things to think about? Maybe there's a few things that you haven't thought about, or maybe there's some things that will apply and other things that won't, but maybe it'll put you in that right frame of mind of thinking about things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's see how close we are to what we thought. When we started out, I did do a very rough plan. And then as we kind of got closer to leaving, sort of changed things up a little bit.
I should mention that like Vicky was a bookkeeper, so she is the Minister of Finance and she is the one who has all this down to a T, all right?
Yeah.
And she monitors pretty much every single cent that we spend. All right, and she's always on my back about did I spend any cash, and the majority of the time I'm pretty truthful on how much I spend.
Interesting. It's just, you know, I didn't want to blow through all our funds in 6 months and suddenly be like, oh, we've got to finish now, we've got to go home. Or
we've got to find jobs ASAP sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's good to have a bit of an idea where you're up to. And also it's just interesting to see how much things do cost. I mean, especially in this day and age, like cost of living has changed so much recently. Like even that, like we planned for one thing and groceries are probably twice as much as we thought they were going to be looking at it right at the beginning. So
yeah. All right. Do you want to tell everyone like how you came up with the various different categories that got our expenses under?
You know, just over sort of a month or something, I just kind of tried to have a think about things we were spending at home and whether we'd be spending them or what the alternative was likely to be when we were travelling, and jotted those down. And then a month before we left, we just sat down, had a think about, you know, had a look through how much insurance was last year, how much fuel is likely to be, and how much we pay for health insurance, stuff like that. Put it all together, made a guesstimate.
Yeah. You reckon those categories are pretty similar to what we spend at home, eh?
Lots of things are really similar. There are things which I think we save on travelling that we wouldn't at home. Anyway, well, we'll see, won't we?
Yeah, that's true.
I won't run through every single category I've done, but we'll glance over a few that sort of you can work out yourself easily by just looking at what you have now. So things like your insurances, your roadside assist, your Regos. What else have we got that doesn't change? Yeah, health insurance if you have that. That's sort of the stuff that'll apply to everyone. Any subscriptions you have that you know you can't live without.
Yeah, mobile phones.
Also maintenance and repairs on the car and the caravan.
Yeah.
Now, Zach's a very optimistic, glass half full sort of guy.
Big time.
I'm a bit more realistic.
Pessimistic, I like to say.
Not at all. Not at all. I work out the best and the worst case scenario, and usually we come up somewhere in between.
Yeah.
So, but I like to have a plan for both. I like to know what I'm going to spend the money on if we've got some left over, and where I'm going to find it if we're lacking a bit.
Yeah.
So,
Right. So what do you want to do? Do you want to just run down through the spreadsheet? So she
yeah,
does
pretty much. Not
everything.
necessarily in any logical order, though.
Yeah. So Vicky does everything on an Excel spreadsheet. She's well versed in Excel, which makes things very, very handy for this type of stuff. We might go through things and Vicky will tell us what the budget exactly was. And then I'll have a bit of a guess whether we came in around the budget or we went over. See how things worked out.
Yeah, I have given you a few clues along the way, so you'll have a bit of an idea.
That's true. Yeah. So, okay, go for it.
Maintenance and repair. So that was a big one, I think, for us. Like, we had no idea.
Yeah. So what does maintenance and repairs cover?
Anything and everything to keep the car on the road or to keep the van on the road. So it included some big items like upgrades we had to get done, placement wheels, handles coming off things that you kind of don't even think about. And you'd know more than me what we spend it on most of the time.
Yeah.
It was bits and pieces and tools and things you needed to keep things on the road.
So that includes like getting the caravan serviced and the car serviced as well?
Yeah. If we needed anything doing then and as well. So
yeah. Okay, so what was the estimated budget then for our caravan maintenance and car maintenance and services and stuff?
Okay, so for maintenance and repairs on the car, we thought we would spend about 3,000.
Okay.
And for the caravan maintenance and repair, we thought about 2,500.
All right. So I know for sure that the caravan went over that budget because we had to make a few unexpected repairs on it. And that's no good. Check that out. Big bulge on the inside there. Oh. So how close you reckon would have been to blowing?
Very, very, very close.
And the handle's bloody busted off. So I'm predicting it was around that $4,000 mark, I reckon.
7.5.
Holy shit. $7,500, right. That was, because we did have a few things. Like we had the wheel come off, which was a massive incident. All right, guys, just when I didn't think anything could get any worse, this just happened. And we got a bit of damage on the rear of the caravan, which needed some repairing, but that was covered by insurance to be as well, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, but that and the awning got done in insurance. We had the door that needed fixing up.
Yeah.
And just lots of little things. Like we had to get new handles for the doors.
Lost a knob off this door here. Okay.
I can't remember everything else, but yeah, every time we serviced it, something needed doing.
Yeah, so what you're saying, I was extremely optimistic when I said it was going to cost us about $2,500 in maintenance. All right. What about the car then? What was the car?
So the car, we came in at...
all right. I'm predicting that the car was pretty close to being on budget, I reckon. $3,000?
Not too far, yeah. 3,100.
3,100. That's not bad. That was pretty good. Although
I did have to talk you up to that because originally you were like, nah, the car will be like 500.
Anyway. All right. So massively over budget on the caravan for maintenance and repairs.
Yeah, but it was the first year. Like when you're starting out in that caravan for your first year, then you're going to find out all the things that you didn't know were wrong with it or that don't suit you, that you want to get changed up.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to have an upgrade done, didn't we, at some stage?
ATM. We upgraded the ATM on the caravan, but that was only $700.
Yeah, but just things like that.
Things like that add up, I suppose. Yeah.
Remember right at the beginning where you turned and smashed up the caravan box?
yeah. So I did a few things. A few things happened that were unexpected, definitely.
Yeah,
so.
And that's a learning curve right at the start. So I wouldn't expect that to have been as high the next year.
Yeah. So what we're saying is expect the unexpected when it comes to caravan maintenance in particular. We've got a slightly older van, it's 7 years old, so it can be a few extra little things that go wrong with it. I'm assuming the next year's budget will be more for that than what we have now.
Yeah.
All right, next category.
Okay, let's talk about fuel.
Fuel, okay.
So we did have to change that up a little bit, I think, because when we started the trip, we thought we were going to be doing very short journeys.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, we're not going to be travelling far down the road each time.
Yeah.
And obviously that changed out with a lot of...
Yeah, we had a few things that were happening in the family that anytime we sort of went away, we had to sort of go back real quickly, and we had a fair few long drives that got thrown in there that we never expected to be doing in that first sort of 7 or 8 months in particular before Vicky started uni. So yeah, that really would have blown the budget out considerably from what we started from. So yeah, I think you really adjusted it, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. It wasn't too far in that we adjusted it, but we adjusted it to $9,000.
Rightio, so that was the budget for nine grand.
Yep.
I don't reckon we would have went too much over it. Maybe about 9.5.
Yeah, about that.
About 9.5.
Just under, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was, I think, because we stopped. As much as we had a lot of more driving than we thought we would,
yeah,
we actually stopped and I worked for a little bit, and so we did make some savings in a few areas.
Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah. So like we had a couple of unexpected things. Like I had a mate die, and we had to go to his funeral, and so we were on the south coast of New South Wales, and we had to drive all the way to Hay, which is a massive sort of 10-12 hour day in the car. So that was a big day. You know, things like that cropped up occasionally. And
I think one thing which, like I said, it all evened out in the end, but one thing we hadn't thought of is that even if you're not travelling far, if you're staying in one spot for a while, you're going to be using your car to go and see things. So you're not, even though you're only towing the caravan a certain distance, you're still going to be going out seeing national parks or you know,
visiting touristy places and stuff like that. Yeah.
You know,
true.
you do use it more than you think.
Yeah, so certainly bear that in mind. And of course, everyone knows fuel prices just seem to be going up and up and up all the time. So, yeah, bear that in mind when you're working out your budget.
Okay. Medical. So, yeah, make sure you think about your medical. Everything's in that. I've included dental, medical, contact lenses, physio.
So is this covering health insurance?
No, this isn't health insurance.
This isn't health insurance.
This is just ad hoc medical stuff.
Right, yeah.
So everything from going to the doctor, needing a physio, or getting some cold and flu meds. Absolutely everything for us, not for the dog.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So we figured we would spend about $250.
For the year? Right. Well, I'm pretty sure we went over that.
Let's have a look.
I don't know. I reckon at least double that for $250.
$700. Just under $700.
Just under $700 on medical expenses. Okay, so that budget blew out pretty massively as well.
We really didn't think we'd get sick. We didn't think we'd... I don't even know what we spent that on, actually. I'd have to go back and see, but... Oh, dentist. I think we had a lot of dentist.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we had a couple of things. we went to the dentist and then we both found out we had a couple of teeth to pull out, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. There goes the budget there.
Yeah.
Righto. And we've got health insurance, so that gives you a bit of an idea of...
Yeah, a lot of it was covered, but enough was not. So,
okay, fair enough. All
right. Okay, groceries.
Okay, that's always a big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, I think we originally based the budget, though, around what we spend at home, because we thought it's going to be pretty similar while we're on the road anyway. So that's kind of what we did, right?
We did. I think I based it on less than we did at home, working on the theory that, yes, there'll be areas where it's going to cost a little bit more because you're out of town, but there's going to be a lot less waste.
Yeah, right.
Because you're actually planning your meals. You haven't got space in a caravan. So yeah, I've seen a lot of people say, oh, whatever you spend at home, you'll spend on the road. I actually budgeted a lot less because I knew I hate food waste, but I know how much food waste you get at home.
Yeah, fair enough.
One of us does the shopping, the other one does the cooking. It doesn't always tally up. Whereas in the caravan, a lot of the time I'm doing the meal prep, the meal planning and also the cooking.
Yeah.
Which you have to do because you haven't got that much space.
Yeah, that's right.
So I did probably, I worked it out, so I think it was $150 a week.
$150 a week.
Yeah, which came to $7,800.
Okay.
Let's see what we got.
$7,800 for the year. I don't reckon we would have been too far off it. Maybe around $8,000.
$6,780.
$6,780. Woo! All right.
Yes. So you do not have to spend as much money caravanning as you do at home, depending on how good you are, I suppose, with food waste and meal planning at home.
Yeah.
But yeah, for us, we save a bit of money on the caravanning just from planning.
Yeah, and I mean, Vicky does pretty much all the shopping when it comes to food, and she's an absolute bloody bargain hunter.
This is why.
It drives me a little bit nuts sometimes because she disappears into the supermarket for 2 hours, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing in there? But she's basically running around looking for all the stuff that's on sale or got so many percentage off. And okay, fair enough, it really does work because we come in, that's nearly $1,000 under.
Yeah, it's $1,000 grand under.
grand under.
Meanwhile, the groceries in the shops have almost doubled in price.
Yeah.
Just from cost of living stuff
Yeah.
that's going on. So I'm pretty proud of that one, to be honest.
Well done. Yep. All right. Yep. Take my hat off to you there. Okay.
And in fact, that was just for food. Well, I actually separated out groceries for non-food. So like your washing up liquid, your soaps, your kitchen towel, all those other things that you don't eat. Basically anything you get in the supermarket that you don't eat. And
right. So groceries meaning that's just stuff that we eat, ingest, and it comes out the other end, right?
Descriptive.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Whereas the groceries for the, your sundry sort of items that you get at the supermarket, I thought we'd spend about 1,500.
Okay, 1,500. I reckon we've come in under that. I reckon about 1,200.
480.
480?
Yeah, we really don't use that much rubbish.
Right. So that covers things like dishwashing detergent, dishwashing liquid,
hand soaps, shampoos.
Yeah, right.
Toothpaste, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
That's massively under budget. $400. Awesome.
480, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah.
I mean, it does help that, I only shower like once a month or something like that. I'm only joking. So, all right.
Oh, dear.
Cool.
Okay. Let's see what else we've got. So, interesting one. Alcohol.
Booze.
So we started off with an alcohol budget, and then we quickly found that what we did on the road was different from what we thought we would do. So I originally had having drinks out in the pub as part of meals out.
Yeah.
And we decided to change that around, mainly because we were eating out a lot more than we thought. So if we just went for a drink, we included that in the alcohol budget.
Yeah. Okay.
Whereas if we went for a meal and drinks, then that's in the meal allowance.
Okay. All right. So basically the alcohol allowance is anything we buy from the booze shop and from the pub.
And from the pub if we go just to, for drinks.
Just for a drink.
Yeah. If we have a meal and one drink with the meal, then that's separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the budget for that?
We said $6,240, which was $120 a week.
120, yeah. So that was kind of pretty similar to what we were probably doing at home, I guess. You take in a carton of beer and a bottle of rum and maybe a bottle of wine or something like that. Yeah, it definitely adds up. But I am positive we came in underneath that budget because I don't reckon we've drunk anywhere near as much as what we thought we would have done.
Yeah, I've given you a few hints through the year as well as to how we were doing on that.
Yeah.
Encouraging you to go out and have a drink if you want one.
Yes.
So as I say, the budget was $6,240. We came in at $3,614.
How good's that?
We are not alcoholics.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it does help that I think February we didn't drink at all. I do FebFast every year and you joined me this year, so yeah that helped.
Yeah, and it was bloody hard, I tell you. Like sitting around a campfire, not drinking beer. It's just so un-Australian. I'm over this FebFast, I tell you. And I've got a bloke here standing behind me. He's drinking beer in front of me.
Yeah, but I take it you're not doing that again.
We just have to see, sitting around a bit and drinking beers around campfires, you certainly, put on a couple of extra kilos and more than you want to anyway.
We'll see what next year's budget
see what next year's budget looks like and see where we're at. Whether you feel like I might need a bit of a break from a beer, but
but I think that's a good sign. We drank nearly half as much as we thought.
Yeah, because I remember saying, like when we looked at the alcohol budget thinking, I'm definitely going to be drinking a carton of beer a week, and I'm certainly not. It's usually stretching out to about a fortnight, if not a little bit longer sometimes. Vicky just generally likes a rum and coke, she's not pouring half glass rums with a splash of coke. So, we're sort of, I reckon we're definitely drinking less on the road, most of the time anyway, than what we were at home, I reckon.
Accommodation. So caravan site fees mostly.
Yeah. So we try to do a fair bit of free camping. There's no doubt about that. But there are certainly times, particularly when you're travelling along the east coast of New South Wales, where it's really hard to find like free accommodation or free camps and stuff like that. So you kind of feel like you're forced into caravan parks, and we can't stay at national parks because of our dog Boof. So yeah, we probably stay. I don't know, it's almost 50-50, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Unless we travel inland.
Yeah, inland we do pretty well
Yeah.
on donation or free camp, and we just stop in when we need to top up the power and water, really, or do some washing, or if we've got a reason.
Like earlier this year, like when we came up the coast of Victoria and the south coast of New South Wales, and then we did a lot of the coast of Queensland from Yeppoon down as well. Like we were forced into paying for campsite fees, so there's just no avoiding it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay. So we budgeted 6,000 for accommodation, which we sort of worked out weekly is about 115.
Righto.
So that's what we thought.
Yep.
And let's see what we got.
I don't reckon we would have been too far off it. Maybe a little bit under, maybe about $5,500.
We were 4,360.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon Aussie house sitting.
Oh, yeah.
We did a few house sits.
Yeah.
We've done more this year. But yeah, we do. That saved us over the school holidays.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to pay those exorbitant school holidays.
Yeah.
We had Vic Parks, had some free camping, which we took advantage of.
That's true, yeah. So, yeah, a few things have combined to help that cost come down, that's for sure.
Yeah, so that worked out pretty well, I think.
Yeah, I think probably the most expensive campsite that we would have paid was about $50 per night, and that's probably right at the very top end of what we would actually ever pay. Generally, if we're looking for campsites, we might look for showgrounds, things like that, or
or look for those deals.
Yeah, that's right.
Get like third or fourth night free or something, and add a season, it's not too bad.
Yeah, exactly.
But occasionally there just aren't no.
Yeah. Okay. So we're
okay.
Yeah, massively under budget there again. Well, good, almost $1,500 under budget there. So we're doing pretty good so far.
Yeah.
All right.
So next we'll have a look at the dog's budget.
What's involved with his budget then?
Starting with his medical. So he's on a fair few regular med, which we started off budgeting 2,750. So that's just for all the regular injections he was on. He was on CBD oil, he was on lots of supplements, and then obviously his annual injections. So we said 2,750.
Yeah.
He came in under that, really significantly under that, 1,280.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And then we had an emergency fund because there were lots of things that can happen with your dog. So we said about 2,000 maybe. We'll put 2,000 aside in case.
Well, I already know that budget got blown out because he did get into a bit of a scrap, which we never mentioned in any of our videos, and he came off second best. So what did we budgeted $2,000, was it, for the medical emergencies for him?
Yeah, and it did come in a bit over, 2,670.
Righto. Just bear that in mind if you're going to be travelling around with your dog or a pet or something like that. Yeah, put some money aside for maybe the odd emergency that could happen.
Unexpected vet bills. I mean, I think he also had some gastro at some point as well, so that's included in that as
well. Okay.
Okay, so as well as his medical, obviously he eats. So we worked out his budget 1,300. We weren't far off, 1,035.
Okay, so
a couple of hundred under.
Couple of hundred under. That means, are we starving him then?
So that's probably when we stayed with our mothers over Christmas, and they just look after him.
Yeah, that's true. They spoil him like a grandchild, so it's awesome. Yeah.
No, I also make sure that I look out for the offers on his food. Stock up when it's on offer, and just a bit of sensible shopping.
Cool. All right, so we're slightly under budget on dog food as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Doing well.
Good. Okay, so next, clothes. I thought, okay, maybe $50 a month. So I put $600 for the year.
Righto. I reckon we would have been pretty close to budget on that because I don't think we've spent much.
We have not spent much at all. $260.
$260 on clothes for the year.
That's our first year, so obviously we bought stuff with us.
I've got to admit, some of the t-shirts are looking a bit ratty now and that.
Yeah, everything's getting a bit thin, and we probably do need to maybe buy one or two more things this year. In fact, I think we probably have already since the new budget began.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think we'll come. Yeah, considering how much we came under, I think that's not a bad budget for us.
You probably see how we dress. We're not extravagant dressers whatsoever, and in some respects, maybe even cart around a few more clothes than what we need to. Although we're not chasing the sun as much as what I'd hope.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you kind of think you're going to chase the sun, but you're always going to end up different changes of plan, and you always need to have clothes for every single type of weather.
Yeah. So, fair enough. Yeah. All right, that's clothes done. What are we on to? Haircuts. What a budget. I told you the budget she would do. It's so detailed.
Yeah, I'm not even going into a lot of them.
Yeah.
Haircuts now. You'd think that'd be the woman, right?
Well,
So we budgeted $520 for the year.
We've come in under that.
Yeah, that worked out to be $43 a month. That was what I was budgeting.
That's what you budgeted, $43 a month.
And what did we come in at? Considering I think I only get a haircut twice a year, we came in at $264.
$264. So that's half the budget for haircuts.
Yeah, pretty good. And I'd say $64 of that was probably me.
Yep.
$200 probably for you.
Yeah, but my hair goes so bloody fast, and if I don't frigging cut it, I look like I've got a bit of a fro happening. So yeah, I'm happy to spend a 30 or $40 on a haircut every couple of months.
Technology.
Okay, yeah, technology is a big one. Mm-hmm. That's things like buying maybe like new cameras or a new drone because you crashed the old one. Or I've just been doing some droning and I hit a tree, so I'm not sure how it's going to be. I just seen it fall down. Ooh, it's still running. Don't know whether it's going to be any good. Oh, nah, I think it's buggered. Oh.
Yeah, dropped your camera.
Drop the camera.
Crashed your drone. I'm trying to think what else we spent it on.
Yeah, we got a lot of feedback in the first videos about how bad the sound was and things like that. So, like we bought things like the microphones, just to try and enhance the quality of the videos that we're putting out. So, I think it's been beneficial no matter what we've spent the money on.
Yeah, so we budgeted $2,000 for the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what do you think?
Bit over, maybe about 2.5.
Only just over $2,028.
That's not bad. $2,028. I mean, a lot of that went on the new drone, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I just bought like a new Mini 4, and it wasn't brand new, I should admit. Like I bought it from eBay. It was around about $1,000. So half of that budget went on the new Mini 4 Pro drone.
Yeah, there were a few things like laptop chargers and phone chargers that sort of died en route as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly it was the cameras and the drone.
Yeah.
So.
It's all right then. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it's what we thought.
Yeah, it's what we thought.
We knew things were going to be needed.
Yeah, so as long as I'm a bit better on the handling of the drone, we shouldn't come anywhere near that budget on the next one.
Oh. Let's not get into the drone.
Righto.
Okay, and internet and phone.
Yeah, and this is something that everyone will have in their budget. You have to. Right, okay.
Yeah. We decided with phones that we wanted to do one Telstra, one Optus.
Yeah.
So that we've always got whichever one is working best. We've got that option to stay, in contact.
And there's definitely areas out there where one coverage is way better than the other. Like
and I don't think there's been a big winner of one over the other. There's been places where it's Optus. There's been places where it's Telstra.
Yeah, like William Creek, for instance, out there in South Australia, where you go to see Lake Eyre, like there's no Telstra out there at all. It's all only Optus. Yeah, it's something that you should think about. Yeah, maybe one Optus and one Telstra. We've found it's worked okay for us so far.
Yeah, I definitely recommend that. Phones, we said 1,800, which I think we worked out pretty well because we knew, what we were going to be using and what we looked at the plans before we did the budget.
Yeah.
I think we actually got a slightly better deal on one of them than we thought. We came in just under, so 1,512.
Yeah.
So,
okay. 1,512. So yeah, that's not including we didn't buy any brand new phones or anything like that. That's
just your service.
Yeah. Monthly service app. Okay, cool.
And then we also thought, well, internet, we're gonna need Starlink at times. We didn't know how much we'd be able to use the phones for internet and things, so we budgeted at the time it was $175 a month for Starlink.
Yeah.
So we did budget for that.
Let's clarify too, we don't use Starlink all the time. Like if we're in areas where we can just hotspot off the phone and stuff like that, then that's the way we do it. It's just for us.
Yeah.
It's too bloody expensive just to keep it going all the time.
So, we said 2,450. I think we always hoped we'd come under that. And we came in at 816.
$816. That's pretty bloody good, eh?
But, the service cost actually went up, but we didn't use it that often. So.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah, bear that in mind, I suppose, when you... thinking about using Starlink, and the good thing is obviously you can pause it and put it back on whenever you want to. But if you're in a town or built up regional area, you can just hotspot off your phone.
Okay, so subscription, everything from TV streaming to computer subscriptions and like that.
My editing program and stuff like that I use for video.
Yeah, Outlook, etc.
Yeah.
So we looked at what we had. We said 697 for the year. So that's based on what we had before.
Yeah, before we left home, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure we've come in under budget on that because gotten rid of a couple, I reckon, and haven't got as many back as what we thought we could do.
So we came in at 514.
514. So coming under budget again.
Yeah.
So we're killing it so far.
Yeah.
Righto.
That's it.
And of course, like subscriptions for you or anyone else who's thinking about doing a budget for travelling full time, it's just going to be what you want to have, particularly when it comes to streaming services.
Okay, activities.
So what does that encompass for us?
Okay, so for us, I split it out to activities, just general things that you might do every now and again if you want to go to a national park and there's a fee, or you want to go to the movies, just general things that you'll come across. You know, you're traveling, you want to see things, sometimes it's not free.
Yeah.
So that was your day-to-day activities. And then we also said, well, every now and again, we want to do something special. We knew this year we wanted to do lake air. So I said, okay, so each year we'll have a budget for that sort of memorable special activity. Yeah. So we said $20 a week for average
for activities. Just standard activities.
Yep. And then 1,500
for the special budget for the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I reckon we've come in under both on those for sure.
Let's have a look. For activities, we came in at $780.
$780.
Yeah.
So what was the budget for that?
1,040.
Killing it.
Yep. We don't do much. Yeah. And then for the big ticket activity, we came in at 1,090.
Okay.
So that's your one-off type thing.
Yeah,
so that was our flight. And I think also one of my mates came over from the UK that I hadn't seen in years.
Yeah.
So I also included that. So that covered my trip to see her. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. We're under budget on those two again. All right.
But at this rate, we don't need to work. Okay, so next, eating out.
Right. Anytime we go to have a pub meal, or like even if we buy like a sandwich from a bakery or a pie from a bakery or something like that.
Yeah. Anything that we're sort of eating out. So
okay. Right. So massively over budget. What did we come in at?
2,555.
Right. Okay. So over $2,500, and we only budgeted for $600.
So we put in an estimate of, we didn't think it'd be doing it that much, so about $600, which was $50 a month, which looking back is a bit optimistic.
Yeah.
I think we kind of thought we might get the odd thing from the bakery, and that was about it.
Yeah, no, massively blew that budget. But there were circumstances that played with that as well, so which we're not going to go into.
No, but I think also we were kidding ourselves.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, we don't drink as much as we thought, but we do eat more.
Yes, there you go.
And maybe that's where my groceries came under, because we eat out a lot more than I thought we did.
There you go. Look at that. So
but sometimes we're saving money on accommodation. Sometimes you're staying in, you get to stay free somewhere if you eat at the pub. So
yeah, that's true.
That may also be how we came under budget on the accommodation.
That's true. There you go. So maybe things sort of even out in a little way.
A little bit, but yeah, we'll definitely be budgeting more this year.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Okay. So there we go.
And next we have miscellaneous. So this is basically things we didn't think about.
Yeah.
And we knew that we weren't going to think of everything. It's the first time we've done this.
Yeah.
Next year's we'll have a bit more of an idea. But there's still going to be stuff you didn't see coming.
Yeah, that's right.
So I just put $600 for the year just for random things.
I think we're a little bit over budget on miscellaneous.
There's been a lot more things that we either forgot to budget for or you wouldn't think of.
Yeah. And like, we can't single those things out. Like, it's just going to be different for every person that goes travelling out there full time, So
I can give you a few examples if you like. We came in at 3,487.
Right. Sorry, when we budgeted $600. Far out, man. That's massively over.
Yeah.
Wow.
So with the best intentions, we didn't think of everything. I mean, there were things like we didn't think about the gas bottles.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Water. Sometimes you have to buy water. It's not much.
That's
but
true.
You do have to do it sometimes.
Yeah.
Laundry,
yeah.
And then lots of random things. Birthday presents. We didn't factor in birthday presents. You still have family. You still have to think about special occasions.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Public transport. Yeah, there's so many things.
Okay.
Okay, so and then we have insurances. So obviously that's going to be very different for everyone.
Yeah.
But for our car, van, health insurance, stuff like that, we budgeted 6,040, and we got 5,440.
Beautiful. Came in on the budget on that one too.
Couple of phone calls well made there, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Shop around, people.
Definitely. We also have regos, so car and caravan regos. We budgeted 1,430, and that came in at, what do you think?
Slightly over.
Yeah, slightly over. So it's what, 1,489.
Yeah, I mean, and of course we're just basing those on what the previous year's was, and then maybe increase it by hopefully only $100. But I think we all know if you do your own regos and stuff like that, it never comes in at $100 more than like last year. It's always
they always find a way to charge a bit more.
Yeah, they're obviously expenses that you cannot avoid anyway. All right, so that's pretty much everything covered. How much did we come in over or under? I'm hoping it's under.
We didn't do too bad. We budgeted all of that, 63,267.
Okay, 63 to 67.
And we came in at 62,677.
Right, so virtually spot on.
Very close.
Yeah.
Considering all the variables, pretty much evened itself out.
I'm happy with that. There's no worries with that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So obviously that's different. That's us.
Yeah.
You're going to travel very differently.
Yeah, for sure.
You may have dogs, you may have kids, you may have, who knows?
Yeah, it's just totally our experience, and hopefully this gives you a couple of ideas of the things that we budget for and things that you may not have thought about. But pretty happy with that.
Yeah. And, we've not really scrimped and saved that much. Like I'm careful when it comes to groceries and things. Done some fun stuff. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
So another thing on top of those, though, an extra cost is you have to think about your car and your caravan. These things don't last forever. If we're going to do this long term, eventually they're both going to need to be replaced.
Yeah. So, and that's definitely the plan, to do this continually long term for the next few years, that's for sure.
Yeah. So last year I thought, tried to figure out how long we thought the car and the caravan were going to last, and then average out the cost of that and less how much we thought would make back, just to give us an idea of how much value we're losing over the year.
Yeah.
So that actually, between the car and the caravan, I worked out about $13,760. Each year we're going to lose in value. So that is, when you're actually working out how much income you're going to need, do think about that. If you're going to do this long term, how often are you going to replace and upgrade your big stuff?
Yeah.
That money's got to come from somewhere.
That's true. Of course. So, I mean, we don't have that much money in the bank that we can't work, of course. So we do earn a bit of income as well through our rental property and a bit of interest in a bank account. And Vicky's been working throughout the year.
Yeah. And we had a few funds before we set off from selling business and things. But moving forward, we can now use this budget to work out how much we need to supplement our income with work.
Yeah, for sure.
So I hope this has helped if you're trying to work out your own budget. Not, obviously it won't be the same as ours, but maybe it'll make you think of a few things you hadn't thought of, or, at least put you in the, the frame of mind as to what sort of things you might spend money on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But, it just means, spend more money on booze, at least. That's bloody awesome.
You've got to eat out less.
Eat out less. There you go. All right. Awesome.
So spend more money in the pub on the beer than the food.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
Challenge for the year.
There you go. All right. Well, we hope you found the episode informative, guys. Drop us any comments, or if you've got any questions, drop a comment, and we'll do our very best to answer it for you. Hopefully it's given you a fair few things to think about when you're doing your own budget, whether that's just going to be for a 12-month lap or something that you're thinking about doing a bit more permanently. All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. Take it easy. Bye.